If you want to get copywriting clients in 2026 and beyond, then this video is for you. Copywriting is what's allowed me more freedom, control over my time, and has allowed me to travel all around the world. And the best part is you don't need any qualifications to get started. You simply need to find the right people and then send them a message that gets them to reply to you. In essence, it's as simple as that when it comes to getting clients. But now with AI, things have changed. And if you don't approach it this way, then the chances of getting clients plummet. And by the end of this video, you'll know my approach when it comes to getting clients. These are the exact strategies that I've used for the last 5 years. So let's dive into Number one, pick a niche. This is crucial and key because if you pick a niche that you're interested in, then reaching out to people is going to be way easier. You're not going to be bored, especially if you land a client in something that you don't know what it is that you're talking about. It's a lot harder to research. It's a lot harder to feel enjoyment, and it just feels like a ball ache. And there are loads of niches that you can choose from. I'll show you some on the screen. So as I said, there's plenty of places to find interest when it comes to deciding what niche you're going to be good at. And it's best to pick a niche that you're going to have some interest in because, like I said, it's going to be easy to write copy. It's also going to be more enjoyable, which is a good thing. So I've written a few here that you could dive into. You've got health and wellness, fitness, nutrition, beauty and skincare, SaaS and tech startups, real estate coaches, consultants, e-commerce brands, finance, investing, legal and service, home improvements, B2B, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot, basically. It's almost endless in that respect of the number of people that you can reach out to. So if you want to break these down, you can into like subsections. So like health and wellness, what can that be? That could be things like yoga studios. It could be wellness brands like hot spas. It could be nutrition. It could be supplements. It could be longevity. It could be loads of different subsections that you could go in if you have a general interest. The same with fitness and nutrition. That could be more like gym owners. It could be coaches. It could be consultants. It could be anything in that regard that could be aimed towards fitness and nutrition. You just have to think about what is it that interests you and then circle that kind of niche. Pick a few different avatars, so like places you want to reach out to, like kind of subsections. Like I said, with fitness, it could be it could be online coaches, it could be gym owners and that kind of thing, PTs. It's as simple as that. So you have plenty of options. So just think about what your interests lie and then go after there. I can tell you some horror stories of, clients I used to go after just because I wanted to get some money at the end of the day, being fully transparent. And I would often go for people who I didn't enjoy working with, like tech startups, for instance, and finance. I had no idea when it came to this. It was a bit of soul sucking. I didn't enjoy it, and the work just didn't do very well because I didn't have any enjoyment in it at all. So that is my experience, and that is why you should definitely pick something you enjoy. All right, next one. And once you've found your interest in your niche, great, write them down. And then what you're going to do now is find potential prospects who fit that niche. It will make things 10 times easier because you're genuinely curious and interested about that industry. Now, this is fairly easy, and I'm going to show you how you can do this using what I like to call Ads Library. Now, Ads Library is a free resource that you and everyone else will have access to, and it gives you a bird's eye view on businesses that are currently running ads, which is a good thing, and I'll tell you why later in this video. So let's just jump in quickly, and then let's just search for an example niche and then go from there. Okay, this is where it gets exciting, and we're going to start finding businesses who align to your interests. So you've done the interesting, you've had to think about who it is you might want to work with, and that's a very good starting point because, again, like I said, when you work with people you enjoy working with, happy days, everything just feels a lot more pleasant and a lot easier. So this is where the magic tends to happen, and it's something called Ads Library. Okay, so you're going to have a settings up here, all ads. You can narrow this down to geographic if you wanted to, like United States, or I personally just do all for now, and sometimes United Kingdom as well because that's where I'm based. But you just do for now, just do all and then all ads, and then you can think about, okay, so what was my interest? If your interest was in wellness, you just simply you type it in. So let's just say wellness, right? And then we can just click enter. And it would load up ads that are running in the wellness space. And as you can see, we've got 50,000 results. That is a lot of traffic. That's also a lot of businesses that are running ads in that wellness sector. Now, obviously, not all of these are going to apply to you. Some just might not be of interest at all. But what you would do is you'll look for businesses that are running more than one ad, for instance. So, Fusion Fitness here, 24, has they've got 3 ads running at the minute. which is pretty cool, and that could be a viable business to reach out to. If you want to, what's this one? YMCA, Metropolitan, I'll probably stay away for, well, you can do this kind of stuff. It's more brick and mortar. You got aesthetics and wellness playing field, attention playing field. And that, again, you can click on these links and it will take you through to, say, the landing page that you can have a look over. You can join their email list and you can see opportunities just to improve their copy. So when you go out and reach out, which is what we're going to do later, you can offer up a suggestion on maybe their landing page. Could be like a different headline. Maybe their ad copy isn't that great and you can give them a better variation of a hook, or their headline here. Or maybe the email that you get when you sign up to their lead magnet is not that great and you can redo it for them, or you can shoot a video. There's plenty of ways, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. So there's 50,000 results. So you would just go ahead and find something of interest to you. But let's say, again, like if you wanted to find maybe just a business, you would go down here and you'd see these are pages essentially that are running that are businesses. Now, not all of these will run ads. It's just probably a lot easier just to see it on the actual ads library section here. Now, maybe your interest was, I don't know, fitness, right? So let's say fitness. That was your big interest. You can narrow this down a lot more. So for instance, what kind of fitness? It could be online coaching, it could be personal training, it could be mentoring, it could be strongman, powerlifting. You just type in the keyword in this section here, and it will give you what it feels will match that essentially. Cool. So how many results do we have here? We probably have quite a lot because fitness is massive. Again, we've got 50,000 plus results. Which is brilliant. Again, these are all viable businesses that you potentially go ahead and reach out to, which I most likely will as well. So you got Human Power and Health, just loads. Literally, this is pretty much when people say like this kind of stuff is saturated and whatnot, just no, it isn't. Just type in a keyword and you will just be inundated with so many different businesses and brands. The point is, Ads Library is a fantastic resource for just finding potential leads and businesses that you can go after and just join their email lists and their landing pages and everyone else and review it, because that's going to help you at the later stage, which we'll go onto, which is the outreach side of things. So the Ads Library, absolute game changer. Just type it in on Google and happy days, you can do that. Now you found your niche and your interest, you also found the business that is running paid ads, and now you need to know how to reach out to them, which is key, and this is what's changed in 2026. This is often a scary part, reaching out to someone with a type of message, which is why I've made this a lot easier for you by showing you on screen a template that you can go ahead and use. This is one of the emails that I've personally used that has gotten replies. You'd simply fit it in. Okay, this is where it gets exciting, because this is an email that's done really well, and it's just one email. There are plenty that you can send, you can test and everything else, but this one I've used a lot over the last 5 years, and I've tweaked this and stuff, and yeah, it's been great. The caveat to all of this is the key is also in the follow-up. That is the most important part. But to get your foot in the door, the first email needs to kick some ass and it needs to be good. So this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to break down the template for you, and then we're going to zoom in so you can see what this looks like. So subject line ideas. So I joined your list. You've got a great idea, but one great small gap, quick thought after seeing your Instagram. This could be anything. What you want them to do is to open that inbox. So think about what kind of curiosity loop you want to open up. It could be you're losing conversions here. You're losing clients with this one mistake. Your ads aren't as converting as well as they should be. Here are some headline suggestions for you. It has to be of benefit to them, or at least open some sort of curiosity loop. Maybe like a source of pain, which is like they don't want to be losing out on anything. So like losing leads, losing customers, losing clients. So that's also going to be getting to open the email. Now, hey, first name. So ideally you need to know their first name. Okay, there's no point thinking about who it is. That you need to know who their name is. That is the key. If it's multiple people, then you can say, hey team, if you know the name of the team, for instance, but try to find the person's name and try to find their personal email address as well, which I mentioned before, which I'll mention after this. So I joined your email list back. in month. So this is assuming what I normally do is I join people's email lists, okay? And I just watch for what emails they're sending out, and I try and look for improvements in their emails. Or if I'm already on the email list, then that's fine. I'm just bringing it to their attention that, I'm on their email list. I love reading your emails. But there are some tweaks here that I think could be better, and here's some suggestions in that respect. So we're going to give them value in this one email. So I joined your email list in month, year, like be specific here. And honestly, I've never seen anything quite like the product name, offer, whatever it is. So you can spruce it up as much as you like. I love the offer that you have, and it's clear that you're helping however many people. I'm sure there's some testimonials, a number of people they're helping. I like the unique way that you're positioning your offer. I think this offer is great, and it's a breath of fresh air in this niche. I get behind brands who do good, and you're one of them. You think of like a really good benefit here to give them praise in that respect before we turn it over, flip it back on them, and say, actually, there's some tweaks that need to be made. So genius, simple idea. I'm Naim, so this is where you can introduce yourself. So who are you? I'm Naim, and I help coaches and creators turn their best content into high converting email copy. So it's no longer good now in 2026 to simply say I'm a copywriter and that's it. You need to have some sort of specific angle with that. So whether you're an email specialist, social media specialist, reel specialist, you're a funnel diagnostic expert, something that is going to separate you from everyone else. It could be how you can integrate AI systems and copy into a client's funnel to increase conversion rates and reduce their working hours or their workload by 10 to 15 per month, or 10 to 15 hours per month. You got to think of like some really unique kind of angles. And depending on the type of clients that you're going for, this would change, of course. So you'd adapt the script, you'd adapt the template, depending on who it is that you're coming out for, what they are offering, and what value you're going to give to them as well, which I'll explain in a second. So it got me thinking about all those potential clients, scroll on their inbox in their morning compute, social posts, live 30 hours. So this one landed me a TEDx speaker, which was really cool. Social posts, live 30 hours, people check emails more times a day. You're already creating amazing content. It just needs a new home. Once you're in their inbox, you're in their prime real estate. So this is basically this cold outreach. It's purely because I saw a potential that they had an email list, but they were being either very sporadic with their emails or they just weren't sending any emails. And for this client in particular, he sent one email maybe every month, which wasn't really good because he's a big brand name and he has a big audience, but one email a month isn't good enough. And I was able to work with him for a year, which was cool. I know time is tight between video shoots and client calls. So this is, we're relaying it back to his working day. I can repurpose your existing content, so making it easy for him to do that. No obligation to chat, so no stress there. We're not pitching. Or if you'd prefer, I'd never email again and shatter my dreams, just say so. So add a little bit of flair to this, a bit of a little humor, a bit of personality, because at the end of the day, you don't want to sound like a generic robot. You don't want to sound like it's a copy and pasted template. It needs to be specific, it needs to add value, and it needs to have some personality as well. So if you have a personality, do not be afraid, especially now in 2026 when there's a lot of AI generated content, to show your personality. It will do you wonders. So that is just an idea of how you can go ahead and use this cold outreach. Please go ahead and swipe it, take a photo, go ahead and use it. But as I mentioned, I'll pop the link in the description as well, where you can get access to 3 more outreach templates, and then there'll be an option as well if you want to go and grab the whole system for the outreach side of things. But yeah.
So that's going to be absolutely key, is simply giving away something for free. There's a few things that you can do that I've mentioned. There's either like a Facebook ad you can rewrite for them, you can write an email for them, you can do a couple of headlines for them. You can do a Loom video over their landing page, their funnel, and provide some suggestions and some feedback. But then also the way that you position yourself is key. You're not just going to be a copywriter, you're a specialist in a particular area who is good at getting a particular result. Next is mindset. This is a big one, okay? When it comes to cold outreach, it's generally a kick in the balls sometimes when you don't hear back from potential prospects, especially if you've sent 10 emails and you've not got a response, and you've sent 20 emails and maybe you've got 1 response. It can be disheartening. But what you've got to remember is one potential client could have the potential to pay you a full-time salary depending on the scope of work. 2 clients can pay you very well. 3 clients is generally all you need these days in order to have a very good living and be able to quit your job, be able to travel the world, be able to have just more free time and more control. So mindset is absolutely key. At the end of the day, cold outreach is generally a game of numbers. The more emails that you can send, the higher the chances of you getting a response. But the quality of emails these days matter now, especially because a lot of AI generated content. So remember that. People aren't responding because you're boring. Well, it could be, but chances are they're just incredibly busy and you haven't followed up with them yet. So keep that in mind, keep going, and you will get a conversation, if not a potential client, if you keep going. Now that is the hard part, is just sending that first email. But this is where most people get wrong. They do not follow up. And the follow-up is where you're going to get 9 times out of 10 your clients. People are busy, especially business owners, the people that you're reaching out to. They may have already seen your email, they just might not have had the time to reply, or they just put it in the back pocket for later and then simply forgotten. But to keep you top of mind, you must send follow-up emails after until you get a no. And if you do not do this and you just send out an email into the ether and just hope that someone will reply back to you, your chances are slim than if you were to just follow up consecutively. How to do it, I'll tell you. So a good follow-up strategy consists of consistent emails, each providing value at each stage. You might have read one of their blog posts and you just get a personal connection with them. Hey, I really enjoyed your blog post about this topic. In fact, it's something I used to do back in the day. I just wanted to touch base with you to see if you got around to reading that first email. Can I hear back from you? And then the other email could simply be a value. It could be another Facebook ad. It could be a set of headlines. It could be a tweet that they're making. It could be a weak link that you found in the funnel. It doesn't matter, but you're just consistently providing them free value, so you just seem like a no-brainer to reach out to. And to add a little bonus, in the description below, I've added 3 templates that you can use to outreach to potential prospects, including the follow-up strategies afterwards as well on the next page. So if you want to go and grab those and up your chances of getting a client, just go ahead in the description, grab your freebie, and it'll be in your inbox right away. So you've done your interest, you found a business on ads library that you want to reach out to, their email address, you constructed a cold email, and now you know about follow-up and mindset. But I did tell you earlier on in this video there is another way to find clients, and which there is. So we'll be using social media for that, i.e. Facebook, and I'll show you different variations of how you can go about looking for potential clients, and also other avenues as well outside of social media. So let's dive into the first one.
So we're on Facebook, plain as day, and all we're going to do is look for copywriting job boards. Okay, so this is one avenue, okay, and I will preempt this. There are a lot of different job boards that you can go into, and the way that you would approach these is you often have to apply to be in the job. So you just have to click on it. So that this one here, public, it's got 16,000 members, it's a copywriter job board. You've got another copywriting job board, which are all really good. Now, the 2 recommendations I personally have for job boards is Nothing Held Back is a really good one, and Cult of Copy, both of which you just need to explain why you want to join the group, and happy days. So if I go ahead and click this one, I wonder if it has the same kind of joining fee. No fee, sorry, it's free. What I mean is, like, do you need to send an application form to join the group in that respect, and then just wait back for a couple of days? So yes, for this one, I'll join this one. Okay, cool. Probably don't do this one. This by looks like everyone's kind of pitching stuff. I would probably avoid this one maybe. Things I would look for though are Nothing Held Back. This is a very reputable one. This is where I found a lot of good paying clients. You do have to apply. So Nothing Held Back is a fantastic one you can do. Cult of Copy as well. So Cult of Copy, this one here, brilliant one to do. And that allows you to get an eye on some high ticket kind of clients and people who actually value copywriting. So that's something to check out for sure. But you just have to do your due diligence with copywriting job boards, because some are going to be absolutely crap. Others are just going to be spamming. But if you have a good route around, you can find some good quality job boards at. The 2 I recommend are Cult of Copy and Nothing Held Back. Fantastic ones and regulated very well. I'm sure there are others as well, but yeah, that's one way to do it as well.
Just to caveat that, with job boards can be ruthlessly frustrating sometimes, especially because you get so many people competing for the same gig. So what I like to do is a little bit different. Find the person's email and reach out to them directly via email. And it's a little bit different. It's just another way to get seen as well. And again, follow up. Just because they might have chosen someone else doesn't mean you can't follow up 6 months later and potentially get a conversation on the go. So the next option is something like Fiverr. Let me show you what Fiverr is all about. Now, in a different way that Upwork allows you to essentially reach out for potential gigs, Fiverr is a little bit different. You're going to get people coming to you. So essentially, you're going to create an offer, whatever that might be, and then you're going to sell it in that respect on the Fiverr platform. Now, I'm going to create a separate video to this because there's a lot more to go in, but I just wanted to open your eyes as to where you could find different kind of copywriting clients in that respect. So whether that's places like Upwork, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Facebook job boards, Fiverr, there's loads of different ways, or just simply cold outreach. There's plenty of ways in which you can reach out to people. Now, what you would do, obviously, is you would create your own kind of seller account. So you would become a seller, very simply, and you would just follow the steps step by step. Now, the cool thing is that a lot of people are using this, and at the end of the day, you got to think of it this way. If you are working remotely, which is awesome, and you get an additional maybe $100, $50, $200, $300, $1,000, whatever it might be, an extra additional per month, how is that going to impact your life in a positive way? So depending on, what kind of area you are and around the world, obviously $100 will stretch further, where other places might stretch less, but that's besides the point. The point is you're going to be doing something you enjoy, which is creatively writing, which is improving people, which is getting people to helping businesses bring money in and all that kind of good stuff. And you're having a good time doing it as well. And obviously with AI, things can be a lot easier as well when it comes to creating content. So that is awesome. And you got to think, if it's $100, even in say like the US or the place like the UK, and it may not stretch too far, that could still be like 2 weeks worth of shopping, maybe, or a week's worth of shopping, whatever. There's a positive over there. So again, how it works is quite simple. You'd create your gig. So you'd sign up for free, you create your gig, and then deliver great work. Obviously, that is everything. If you don't deliver good work, then chances are people aren't going to come back to you. People won't leave good reviews, and that's not particularly good. So obviously, you want to be doing good work as well. But if you are watching these videos, then good work is something that you'll know how to do. In fact, if you haven't seen the copywriting tip video, go ahead, find it, where I share like 5 different ways you can get better as a copywriter. You can go ahead and watch that. I'll link it in the description. And then you simply get paid for doing what you do. So that is just the base of the brass bones of it. Obviously, you want to go through the become a seller portal. But I'll create a separate video for this where we'll just go through it step by step. So that'll be like Upwork. We'll do a separate video for that, and also Fiverr as well. But this is awesome. And yeah, it's a very good starting point. Whether you're more experienced or even if you just get started, having your foot in something like this where you can actually see yourself kind of progressing, moving forwards is very exciting. So yes, I will wrap things up there.
And then you also have something like Upwork.
So other options you've got are places like Upwork. Now, bear in mind, Upwork isn't where you're going to get kind of high ticket, big players, big boards with lots of cash, etc. So just bear that in mind, but also bear in mind the upside as well, because this can really give you like a bit of confidence as well, because when you start getting the ball rolling, you'll get people reaching out to you with various different offers and things like that they would want to start to work with you. Now, will they be high paying? Probably not. But at the end of the day, could you imagine being paid just to write some words that are relatively fairly easy to get together, especially nowadays with AI as well? Everything just seems more seamless, and you just get paid maybe like 5 times the, say, minimum wage, for instance, for a project that might take you a day to do. And then you can go about and just enjoy what it is that you want to do. I think it's pretty badass in that respect. But I'm going to do a whole new video on Upwork and platforms like this. So I will go deeper. So be sure to check that out. But this is just another way that you can find essentially copywriting clients using Upwork. You would have to create your own profile. Again, I'll go through how to do this on another video, but you will create your own profile, you add a little bit of a bio section, and you'll have various ways in which you can reach out to. You can either have people reaching out to you with potential offers, or you can pay an additional fee, a monthly fee, and then you can start reaching out to people who are looking for, see that freelance direct response here, script writer, again, AI prompt creation, that's still copywriting. Shopify copywriter, creator strategist. There's so many different opportunities here. They've got payment verified, which is always good because it's a trusted source. So happy days. And obviously you get the star rating as well. So you can see if these people are generally legit and whether they pay, which is great. You also have the salary, so what that you can expect essentially, which is, again, it's a good thing. Like I said, it's not going to break the bank, but just to be paid for doing something that is enjoyable, I don't see why that's a bad thing at all, especially when you can do this kind of thing on the side. But yeah, so you'd create your profile, and you have your tab on here, which will just be the completion rate. I'll go for a new video with this, so you can, like, step by step, so you can go ahead and create one yourself, or you can have a little play around. Just try and give it a go right now if you want. And then you can start getting people to reach out to you, which is a cool thing. Or like I said, you can start applying for jobs just by paying an additional fee. To give you an example, if I wanted to click on this one, freelance direct sponsor copywriter, and if I wanted to say apply for it, then what I'll do is I'll click on it. It'll take me to this page. So you get the summary of what it is. So pay per project. Look at that. For between $1,000 and $4,000 per month, depending on the workload that you can handle. Well, I think that's a pretty sick opportunity, and there's definitely something you can get on board with. Again, it's fully remote, which is awesome. You can read the reviews and stuff to see how good they are. And yeah, if you wanted to apply, then like I said, you'd buy to connect and apply. It's just a really cool way to potentially get some wins under your belt, especially if you're new, or you just want to just get some extra money. It's not a bad place to look. So have a look at Upwork. I'll pop a link in the description as well, and you can go and use my link if you like. And it is an affiliate link. Just, I wouldn't recommend something I don't genuinely believe in, so you can go ahead and check that out. But yeah, Upwork, fantastic thing there. I will definitely do a video for that, you guys, so do not worry. There is a video. I will do a video for you guys, so do not worry. You're not alone. It's all good, but this is a good start. So have a little play around, and let me know in the comments if you how you found it, and if you get stuck anywhere, and I can jump on and help you.
Just bear in mind that these ones generally are lower offer, so you might get paid a lot less than if you were to reach out to someone like a bigger business as a contractor on Fiverr. Generally speaking, you get paid a little bit less, but again, being paid to write words that don't take long at all isn't bad at all, so happy days. So there we are. There are some easy ways to get copywriting clients in 2026. Use these methods, rinse, repeat, and practice over and over again. The best way to get the results is simply by showing up and be consistent. The more you can do that, the more you can roll with the punches and expect, people won't always apply. Happy days, you're going to be more successful than people who just try once and then quit. Remember, it took me about a couple of months before I got my first client, but obviously things have changed and I didn't know these strategies until now. So go ahead and use these. I'd love to know your wins. Pop them in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe for more. It helps me out more than you know. And if you'd like some freebies, go ahead in the description, grab yourself some free copy templates, and happy days, and I'll catch you on the next one. you.